Have you ever wondered how the Israel-Hamas conflict began? Let's take a step back to the year 1948, when the State of Israel was established. This marked a pivotal moment in history, setting the stage for a series of complex political dynamics. Fast forward to 1987, a year etched in the annals of time as the beginning of the First Intifada. This period of intense Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation led to the birth of Hamas, a group that would become a key player in Palestinian politics. Hamas, an acronym for Harakat al-Muqawama al-Islamiyya, meaning Islamic Resistance Movement, quickly became a formidable force. Their conflict with Israel was not just political, but deeply rooted in ideologies and territorial disputes. The stage was set for a long-standing conflict, one that continues to this day. The Israel-Hamas conflict has been marked by some significant events. Let's delve into them. The turn of the millennium saw the ignition of the Second Intifada, a period of intensified Israeli-Palestinian violence. This uprising was a direct response to the perceived failure of the Oslo Accords, which were intended to lay the groundwork for a lasting peace. Only 5 years later, the Israeli disengagement from Gaza marked another pivotal moment. In a surprising unilateral move, Israel dismantled all Israeli settlements in the Gaza Strip and withdrew its troops. This was seen as a significant step towards peace, but it also left a power vacuum that was quickly filled by Hamas, the Islamist political organization. Then, the conflict took a more militaristic turn. 3 major wars in Gaza ensued in less than a decade. The first, known as the Gaza War of 2008 to 2009, was characterized by a massive Israeli ground invasion and airstrikes, aimed at stopping Hamas rocket attacks. This war led to a significant loss of life and infrastructure in Gaza. The second war in 2012 was shorter but still devastating. It was triggered by an increase in Palestinian rocket attacks on Israel and resulted in a ceasefire that lasted only a few years. The most recent war in 2014 was the longest and deadliest. Known as Operation Protective Edge, it was marked by the extensive use of tunnels by Hamas for cross-border attacks and resulted in a high civilian death toll. These events have had a profound impact on the nature of the conflict. The disengagement from Gaza, while initially seen as a step towards peace, ultimately led to a power shift that has made the situation more volatile. The wars have resulted in a significant loss of life and destruction of infrastructure, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. These events have escalated the conflict, making the prospect of peace increasingly elusive. Where does the conflict stand today, and what could be the possible solutions? In the wake of the recent 2021 Israel-Hamas conflict, tensions remain high, and the pursuit of peace seems an uphill battle. The current situation is a complex tapestry of historical grievances, political maneuvering, and deeply rooted cultural differences. Yet, amidst the turmoil, possibilities for resolution are not entirely out of reach. One such avenue is the two-state solution, a proposal to establish an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel. This solution, while not without its complications, remains a beacon of hope for those advocating for peaceful coexistence. Another potential path is international mediation, involving third-party countries or organizations to facilitate dialogue and negotiations. This approach holds promise, but also requires delicate diplomacy and mutual willingness to compromise. In addition, internal Palestinian reconciliation could play a significant role in resolving the conflict by creating a unified front and addressing internal divisions. The path to peace is fraught with challenges, but the hope for resolution remains. So, what have we learned from this complex and ongoing conflict? We've journeyed through the genesis of the Israel-Hamas conflict, tracing the roots back to divergent ideologies and territorial disputes. We have seen the major milestones, the turning points that have shaped the course of this conflict, and the devastating impact it has had on both sides. We've also explored the current scenario where peace seems elusive, yet not unattainable. The possibilities for resolution are there, albeit intricate and demanding. The key lies in diplomatic negotiations, international involvement, and most importantly, a mutual commitment to peace. This conflict is not just about territory or religion. It's about identity, survival, and the quest for sovereignty and dignity. It's a human story filled with hope and despair, courage and fear, love and hatred. The Israel-Hamas conflict is a complex issue with deep historical roots. Understanding its history and ongoing dynamics is key to exploring potential paths to peace.